Hi guys, how are you doing? How's your day? I'm doing fantastic, thanks for asking. Welcome back to Besiege, episode number 8. And there has just been an update to the game. We are now in version number 0.05. And we have 4 new blocks. To start the video off, I built a basic little vehicle here to just kind of show off what they do and what they look like. And then we're going to take one of the blocks, and you might be able to guess just from my previous history of making things which one it's going to be. We're going to take one of these blocks, and we're going to keep trying to push the limits on what it can do until the game says, no, Zisteau, that's too far. So we're going to do that. So, 4 new blocks. First block, in the weapons subcategory, we have the small torch. I've got 8 of them here, you can see. And, obviously, it is, well, it's a small torch. Next, in the mechanical section, we have a large wheel, which is awesome, which will facilitate monster trucks. That's what, spoiler alert, that's what we're going to do today. We're going to try the monster truck idea again. So there's the big wheel. The cool thing about this is it has, not just that it's bigger, it's got multiple build points all over it. So it's got 4 along the outside here, and it's got 1 in the center, and 4 along the sort of the inside rim there. So that's a total of 14 build points on a large wheel. Not even talking about making like something with bigger wheels. You can do all kinds of crazy stuff with all those build points. That's really cool. Then, in the blocks section, we've got a swivel joint, which I've put on the outside of my wheels here. And we have a ball joint, which I've put here on the outside of that. Swivel joint is going to be very cool because it's going to allow us to build more easily on outside of wheels and other rotating things. We could do this previously, but now it is a bit easier because these wheels are bigger and the swivel joint's smaller. So this will facilitate a lot of cool stuff. And then I've got this ball joint here. This is just a derpy little thing. It doesn't really have a real function. It's just something to show that, well, we can do more things than we used to be able to do. We got the torches on top. Big wheels on the bottom. Awesome! Okay, I killed those guys. Maybe you would put some, like, spikes or blades or something on the outside. I don't know. Anyway, let's make something. Alright, so here is my previous attempt at making a monster truck, and the whole thing breaks apart as soon as you try to drive it. I've built these huge wheels out of blocks, and the whole thing is pivoting on these wheels here. There's a lot of stress being put on 4 points. So the thing is very fragile. As much as I tried to reinforce the suspension with these various hinges and blocks and whatnot, and suspension with these things, the springs, the thing breaks apart as soon as you start to drive it. Let's see how long it takes. Also, it doesn't get much traction, so we get a lot of tire spin. How long until there, look, that tire's already gone. That tire's gone. And in the challenge where I used this, I had to do a lot of attempts to get the thing to last long enough for it to work. Let's try the new wheels. Okay, so here's the new wheels. They are powered by default. I don't think you can turn off the power. And they've got a lot of build points, so I'm thinking what I'd like to do is try to build off of them and make a bigger wheel than even this. Alright, here's test number 1, making a bigger wheel. This is, if I remember correctly, this is the exact same size of that previous monster truck I showed you. The difference being, well, the thing is still hinging on 4 points. It doesn't have nearly as many parts because it doesn't require as many parts because I've got this big wheel in the middle here with multiple build-off points. So that's one useful thing, and as I make these bigger and bigger, we're going to get into more parts. But just as a test, let's see what this does. It doesn't steer, by the way. Look at, oh my god, wheelie, follow it. Bam, I hit a bomb. But until I hit the bomb, nothing broke. Oh my gosh, that's fantastic. Let's just drive it around a little bit. I just want to do some tests. I haven't reinforced the suspension here, the chassis. Oh my gosh, we reversed. And that did actually break it, reversing the blocks like, you know, wow. Oh, that's kind of cool. Bam, take that, soldier. All right, let's do one more time. We're getting a lot of wheel spin. It doesn't get traction like the wheel does because it's not a perfect circle. And there's just so much, there's only so much we can do with the way that the wheels work, or with the way the blocks work, the different blocks we have. Can't make a perfect circle unless we make this thing extremely large, in which case we'll run into lag and more stresses and structures as it gets heavy. I'm kind of amazed, though, how well it works. All right, now turn around. Yo! But it seems I'm very impressed with how stable it is. And now we broke it. Okay, good. And I could always turn down the wheel speed one more time. Or turn it down from 100% down to like 30 or 40%. So that it doesn't put so much torque on those wheels. Hi, guys. I'm gonna get you. Smash! Oh, I almost got him. All right, anyway. Let's try to make something a little bit bigger. Okay, guys, how about we try something like this on 4 size? I have taken this thing. I've made the wheels pretty big, and I don't think I can make the wheels any bigger without running into crippling lag. This thing already has 400 parts. I've built the wheels out to a radius of, I think it's 11 block diameter. So 5.5 block radius, 11 by 11. And I started using these springs. Suspension blocks. Started using suspension blocks to try to dampen some of the forces that we run into when the wheels turn and hit the ground and the whole thing goes through stresses. And I want to limit individual blocks breaking as much as possible. And I've eliminated a lot of the blocks in between because I can build directly off this big center wheel with braces and then just have the blocks that the suspension blocks are connected to. Suspension blocks, braces, wheel. And I think that, as big as this is, I have limited my part count quite a bit. And let's see what, can I do 32% speed? See how this thing does. Now, this whole thing is still, there's still the weak point in that we're putting stress on 4 points. So there. Okay, let's stop. Is anything broken? Let's look around. Did anything break? I heard a sound that sounded like something breaking. This looks weird, but I think it's because it's on that edge. Now, one thing I am noticing is that the wheels aren't turning exactly the same. So these three are at a 45-degree angle, and this guy is close to 90 degrees. And I guess that's because I tried to use the suspension blocks, and I couldn't really think of a way to get past this big gap here on the corner. But nothing seems to be broken. Here, let's move forward again. It seems to be working just fine. So I suppose I could kit this thing out with some weapons. Maybe some bombs or some cannons or some flaming death of some type. And we could try to actually use it to destroy something. Instead of just rolling around out here on our own. Maybe we should kill that guy. Yeah, let's go kill him. I'm gonna kill you, guy. All right, here we go. Maybe I should turn this down a little bit more. Let's go down to, let's say, 22%. We're gonna kill this archer guy. I made like a little carriage or a cabin, like for the monster truck, with a snowplow in the front and some bombs. And what I wanted to happen doesn't really work. I'm gonna have to rethink the way this is made. We can very slowly move forward. Hopefully it doesn't blow itself up just from the bombs kind of bouncing around in there. Hopefully that doesn't happen. We could just run into the guy to kill him. I don't want to do that. Okay, see you later, column. So I want to slow down. This is one, did I try slowing down, like putting on the brakes? I don't know what that's going to do to my structures. Don't break anything. All right, I want to get really close up to him. Hello. Hello. I'm going to lift up his skirt nearly. Uh-oh. Okay, the bombs did not break. Okay, now, open the trap's door. And the bombs. Oh. Yeah, take that, Archer. Take that. I wanted... Whoops. I wanted the front to open up, which happens, and then the bottom part is supposed to... It's got the couplers in here. And it's on hinges. Is there an angle where you can see the hinges? Maybe through here. There they are. Those 3 hinges. So the bottom is supposed to drop down. It's supposed to be like a mouth opening. And hopefully the angle would be enough, but not too much so that the bombs roll out, but don't explode. But the whole thing kind of sags too much. So this amount of distance, as soon as we get going, whole thing sags to the ground. It was a nice idea. Yeah. Okay, let's try one other thing. See that castle down there? Let's do this. Let's rotate. All right, let's try to take out Mr. Castle down here. Okay, here we go. Yeah, see how much it lags when there's not even anything underneath there? Possibly that's because I'm using so many springs, and the whole thing is very heavy. Maybe I'll try a lighter version of this at some point. And you can see, the whole thing is flexing a lot. So if we look at the back suspension, the wheel here and the suspension-y bit is more or less parallel. Also, I reinforced them a bit with a hinge here and a sliding block and a few braces to try to keep that more parallel. And I don't have that on the front because I was adding all this stuff to the front. Maybe that's part of the issue, why it's sagging. And now that I look at it, I don't think I really have room to add that to the front. Anyway, can I kill this castle from here? I probably am going to fall short. Let's see what happens if we just drive this thing right off the edge. Oh gosh, here we go. Take that, castle! Kind of. Take that, tree in front of the castle and all the soldiers in front of the castle. Castle is unscathed. Huh. Alright, well, I think this is going to be a shorter video on average. Compared to some of my other ones, I wanted to do an update video with the parts. Next time, I want to work on a trebuchet. I tried it before, but was kind of thwarted by the bounding box that we had to adhere to. But now we don't have to use that bounding box. We can make something really stinking big. And we're going to be working towards a super something that I'm not going to tell you too much about, only a trebuchet is going to be part of it. It's going to be kind of similar to my Ypsilon smashing tow truck of doom, in that it's going to try to do several things at once. First thing to do is to figure out how to make a really good, very long-range trebuchet. So we'll tackle that next time. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave your comments, feedbacks below. Any kind of mechanics you like to see, like trebuchet, ballista, monster truck, whatever. Challenges, different things to try. Let me know. I'll see you next time. See you later. Bye-bye.